Hello, listeners. This is Lee Price.
This is Will Ford from Football 365.
And you're listening smartly to At the Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast, although I would describe it as the Chelsea FC podcast.
Magical from Eden Hazard. Kai Havertz in the Champions League final. Ivanovic! In the middle, it's just behind him. But it's tapped in by Hakim Ziyech. Matic with the ball driver. Matic takes the net off. Hat-trick hero. Cole Palmer wins an epic, sensational game.
It's time for another episode of At the Bridge Pod, your number one Chelsea FC podcast. Coming up on this episode,
we used to have a segment called Things at a Better Value Than a Pre-Season Friendly Game at $4.99. I'm starting to think we need a new segment about things that are more entertaining than that opening 45 minutes of the first half. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of At the Bridge Pod. I'm joined in a virtual room filled with lions. I've got Ollie, I've got Beth, I've got Chris. And I want to know their moments of the weekend. What were they?
I played golf. I was enjoying my golf in my older age. And I played football on Sunday as well. Almost scored. I'd one cleared off the line, sadly. But yeah, we won as well. So yeah, so it was good.
So you didn't score?
No, I didn't, Ollie. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Oh, my word.
But it was a header as well. I never score headers. And I was so close to scoring a header. I was absolutely gutted. But yeah, it's my highlight of the weekend.
Unlucky, mate. Unlucky. I've had a riveting weekend. I had a doctor's appointment, which I missed. So, things just get absolutely crazier every week in this household.
It's crazy. Oh, Chris, come on. You got something.
You need to calm down, Ollie. I think you're doing too much.
He did something on the week. Well, he didn't. He didn't do anything, did he?
No,
he had a quiet one.
He didn't do something. That was the thing.
He had a quiet one, but he should have.
I had something planned, and I just went, nah.
Oh God. Oh.
My highlight of the weekend. Bit of a mixed bag again, football wise. Lost a game that again. My girls lost on Saturday by a goal. I have no idea how we lost the game. Like, imagine like the most shithouse win you've ever seen, to the point where their coach comes over to me at the end and goes, "Yeah, we've stole that." They had 4 shots all game. We had 30, and we just couldn't score. And then Sunday team, ball. Yeah, it was Sunday team drew 1-1. That was all right. So yeah, a bit of a mixed bag, to be honest.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to come at you with supersonic speed because I've got multiple moments. I've got two. It's two. First, I've said about him, Jose Mourinho. He celebrated a winner for Fenerbahce deep into the 12th minute of injury time. He ran onto the pitch, did a knee slide, failed at the knee slide. Just vintage Mourinho. I absolutely love to see him just doing stuff again. It's nice. We all need a bit of Mourinho in our lives.
Didn't he also call out the Turkish league?
Yeah, he might have done that, and it's it was like watching a political breakdown.
He was not happy, was he?
Okay.
It was vintage Jose.
Yeah,
great.
It really was. Over in America, I had to put this in. It's so good. It's the most expensive signing in women's football history. Rachel Kundananji. Oh my gosh, I just loved what she jumps on the ball, stands on the ball, and then beckons Paige Nielsen to come tackle her. Paige did try and got dribble past. It was so cruel, but it was so bloody brilliant. I was like, that takes some serious guts, because if you pull it off, woo, you've shamed someone and you look amazing. But if you don't, karma comes at you quick. But she did so well. I mean,
probably get booked in the Premier League for that.
Yeah, you can't showboat. You can't do that. No. Right. Well, you know what? We'll hit the news as one bit. First of all, I just want to complain that I was watching Match of the Day 2 literally minutes ago, and I saw the goal of the month winner was Nicholas Jackson. And I should be biased, but I looked at him, it's a good goal. Was it goal of the month? There's not a lot of good goals that month. Guardiola, maybe. It was a bit of a shit month, I thought.
To be fair, though, I think the build-up, I think it deserves it.
Yeah.
I'm not knocking it.
For the pass alone.
Look, I'm not knocking the goal. It's a good goal, but it just made me think goal of the month. It's like, there's usually like, there's always something. I was like, it was all right.
You know what? It's nice, though. Like, a goal of the month doesn't always have to be a screamer, does it?
No, you're right. You're right. It was a great counter-attacking piece of play.
It's a beautiful game. Game
at
its best.
And the ugly people who play.
Right, before we head to Kingsmeadow Corner, we have to talk about Ireland. To be precise, we have to talk about Drumcondra in Dublin. because on Friday, Shelbourne won their
Oh, what a
first
story.
Premier League
story.
title, Premier Division title, sorry, in 18 years. But that was not what went viral. It was our tweet, which as it stands, I haven't looked at it in a few days. So I should look at it. Let me. Someone's already got to have liked it today. Please don't let me down here. Where is it?
6K likes or something on it.
It was silly. It was a silly amount. I've still not found it. Come on. Oh, there it is. So it's 568,000 views, 1,000 retweets, and 13,000 likes.
Oh, fucking hell.
All because of the photo that was attached to the tweet. And as you may know by now, listener, former Blue Damien Duff is the manager of Shelbourne. And he doesn't look exactly like he did back in the early noughties. And
You can say that again.
Some of you said it was Sean Dyche with hair. Some of us said it was the hangover Zach Galifianakis, a young Derek Jacobi, and someone said Damien Scruff.
Damien Scruff is elite.
That is class.
That is 100% Damien Duff. It was taken after his Shelbourne side drew against Derry City earlier in this year. And I was lazy, okay? I typed in Damien Duff Shelbourne manager and I just copied the first photo that came up and pasted it and then put the tweet out. I didn't expect that would happen after. He has trimmed up his beard and he looks a lot different now. But I was okay. A fun fact as well. According to Podchaser, Damien Duff once appeared on one of our episodes. Only problem is, none of us have any memory of this. But I don't know when he appeared. He didn't appear, but apparently Podchaser are literally certain he appeared. I don't know. What I do know is if you're listening or you know Mr. Duff, we would bloody love him on the show to talk about, gosh, his time under Mourinho and how he's turned Shelbourne into champions. I'd love that. He could actually get that appearance, so I'd love it.
I would love Damien Duff on this show.
It'd be so cool.
Can we start a campaign to get
we
Damien
need that
Duff
campaign.
on this show?
You think we have that kind of pull? Are you joking? Do you know what it would be like? Us trying to get Damien Duff on this show was like Damien Duff trying to FaceTime Jose Mourinho.
I saw that. It was like,
Did anyone see that? Just rang out. It just rang out. Didn't answer.
Right. Now it is time to head to Kingsmeadow Corner because Chelsea took on Everton in the WSL. Buchanan crosses the ball in for Aggie Beaver. Oh, it's beautiful. What a header. Oh, my word. 1-0. And that is a sign of good things to come. Oh, it certainly was because Everton 0, Chelsea 5. We scored 5 heading into the international break. We scored 5 coming out of the break. 20 goals in the league and a perfect record so far. That never happens.
5 goal scorers as well.
I tell you what, perfect season, Invincibles. You never know. I mean, I've got to go to the man. Chris, thoughts on 5-0?
Comfortable, ruthless, clean sheet. Clean sheet is probably the most pleasing thing, to be fair. I think the commentator said it during the game that this team still isn't even clicking yet, and we're winning games 5-0. And I think that should be a real concern for the rest of the league. Because I think they're absolutely right. I think you watch us play, and it's not fluid, and it doesn't look like a well-oiled machine at the moment, and yet we're still putting teams away comfortably. And I think as the season goes on and those sort of patterns of play and sort of bumper stores style becomes more prevalent in the team, I think we're only going to get better. And I mean, if you're winning games 5-0 and there's still room for improvement, so much this team could achieve this season. It's actually quite scary to think about.
One of our best performances of the season, easily. Solid, if not perfect, like you said. I mean, we controlled that game straight away. And even at 1-0, I didn't think, Everton could get a goal. And we're away. And you just think, this is all right. It's controlled.
The only thing that I think, sort of as a side note to the game, is I think the WSL has to start being careful about kickoff times.
It was such a it's another one, I think, next weekend again.
Again,
sure.
6:45 on a Sunday, Goodison Park was maybe 20% full, if that. It looked like it was being played behind closed doors, which is an awful advertisement for the women's game. And it's because a large portion of women's football fan base is still families.
Yeah.
You know, whether they want to admit that or not, it's still a very family orientated league. So you're not going to be taking kids to games at 6:45 on a Sunday night. So
No.
I think the WSL has to be careful here that they don't start alienating match going fans to please Sky.
Yeah, because next weekend you've got Man United Villa at 7:15. Again, it's like,
that's what I mean.
Why?
And again, the stadium will be virtually empty, and it's like it's not a good look.
No,
I don't think.
And it's annoying because, like we've all touched on, when you've got the fans there and it's a big atmosphere, it changes everything. It always does. And I'm just quickly running through the fixtures, unless none have been picked for obviously Sky. There's none after that, but I'm guessing it's because we're then into November, December, and they haven't picked the games. So yeah. I mean, overall though, I mean, there was no signs of being sluggish after international duty, which is awesome. No. And we scored 5 goals. I mean, that's awesome.
And Aggie Beaver Jones is a chief shithouse, as we've all learned.
I mean, Nushkin was quietly brilliant. I mean, always is. I mean, she's incredible. Got an assist as well for Wrighton's goal. I mean, I've got to touch on it. I mean, I'll touch on the overall season stats. We've scored 20 goals in the league. That's 17 plus goal difference, 5 games. That's insane. I mean, that is insane. Yeah, I can't get over that. But one thing I will touch on, Erin Cuthbert's celebration. That seems to have made a little ripple on social media. Some fans claim she was mocking Arsenal's Leah Williamson.
She was.
Well, hang on.
And good.
Known for raising her hand to call for fouls offside, you know. But Erin set the record straight. She said it was inspired by an academy keeper who pulled off a save in training with a single hand up. Now, I have already seen many have cried foul, calling it a cover-up of cover-ups. But Erin, she's backed it up. She shared a video of this exact moment from the training, and it's true. Goalkeeper puts her hand up, and it hits the hand and goes over. I'm inclined to believe she might be telling the truth.
I've seen less bullshit in a cow farm.
But she's backed it up.
To be fair, though, I mean, who really cares? Like, it's not
don't.
That deep, is it? It's not that deep. I mean,
just own it. Just be like, yeah, we did do that because we wanted to be a bit shithousey. That's fine.
Is Lou Williamson going at home going, I can't sleep tonight because we're in Cuthbert's
celebration?
You know what I mean?
That'd be good. That's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, next up we've got Liverpool on Sunday, and then we're off to Celtic. So big, and then
I know nothing about the Liverpool women's team. Are they any good? They're 6th at the moment, so they can't be great.
They beat us last year.
That's true.
That's what worries me.
It's crazy actually at the moment in the WSL. We've scored 20 goals and only conceded 3.
I know. I mean, that's madness.
Outrageous.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, Liverpool big. It's always the big teams are the big teams. You know, they're always a challenge. And I'd say there's no easy games in the WSL. I mean, Everton have only scored once this season, so that kind of doesn't help that narrative. But yeah, you know, it's big. It's big. We've got, like I said, Liverpool, Celtic, Man City, then Celtic again. So it's a big few weeks coming ahead. Right. Well, it looks like we're going to move on to the next match report because it's time to head for winners and losers, because we headed to Manchester to take on those Red Devils. Casemiro plays a ball into Hoyland. He's 1-on-1 and for fuck's sake, Robert! Oh, it's a penalty. Man United 1, Chelsea 1. You didn't expect that.
I've got my head in my hands because I could just picture it.
Was that the official commentary, Mark?
Official commentary, yeah.
That was the Sky Sports commentary. That was.
We kick off with the winners as always. I want to know who you've got and how many have you got. I've got
2.
I got 2. Yeah, couldn't do more.
I couldn't find 3.
Yeah, I've got 2. I could have gone 3, but I'll leave. As soon as you were gone 2, I'll go 2.
I've got 1.
Well,
get this crowd.
You know what?
I'm really interested to know who you lot have managed to find outside of this obvious player.
Okay. So we've all got him. So it would be wrong not to talk about his Sunday night. What? Because he was only in the Stat Drop Club. 90 minutes, 1 goal, 60 touches, 84% pass accuracy, a key pass, 2 or 3 long balls completed, 1 shot on target, 2 or 3 dribbles completed, 8 of 16 ground duels won, 1 of 1 aerial duels won, 2 clearances, 1 interception, and 3 tackles. Oh, what a goal. Moises Caicedo, if you didn't guess already. What a goal. First of all, that was a ridiculous performance, but what a goal. I mean, scoring from outside the box is hard enough, but to nail it first time on the volley into the bottom right, not the bottom right, well, whatever. What a
it
goal.
Genuinely only would have been better as if it went top corner. That was like, like that's such a nitpick because it was a really nice finish. And kudos as well to Mudryk for getting out of the way. Did anyone see that?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Oh,
Sterling lets that hit him. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, it was why was it? I mean, apart from obviously the goal, I mean, the performance alone was incredible.
He was everywhere, wasn't he?
I actually think he's not far off Cole Palmer for being our most important player in the squad. I think he's absolutely ridiculous, to be honest with you. I don't think people give him enough credit for being a very, very technically gifted football player because he's sensational. Only players can score from the halfway line and score that volley. Not many. For a so-called holding midfielder, he's not bad. And he looks so much better about Enzo. I don't want to go on about it, but he does. Lavia seems to compliment him well. He's literally everywhere. He covers every single blade of grass, and he has got that Kante gene in him, where he just non-stop running, non-stop breaking up the play. He's a destroyer, and he's
also got the Kovacic Ramirez gene. He only scores bangers.
I thought he was going to go the fact that his dribbling's actually very good because I think again didn't get enough credit for that because he can dribble past people.
It's like Kovacic doesn't score very often, but when he does, it's an outrageous.
I mean, here's a stat for you. He has won the most tackles in the Premier League this season.
That don't surprise me. It does not surprise me.
Apparently, a reporter had said that he watches the performances back with coaches after every game, and then he learns from what he's made mistake-wise.
Yeah, it's like he's got his own analyst who he pays outside of the club.
Can we get that? Can we get one for Sanchez? Is that doable?
Thing is,
reach that potential?
Didn't we?
Not going to do much good.
Didn't we moan last year, or it was a kick up on Twitter that people were saying, "Oh, he shouldn't be doing that when the manager's there." He's done it, and he's become a better player for it. So I don't.
I mean, I remember the kickoff when he took Zola's number, even though Zola went, "Yeah, it's fine," and everyone went, "No, it's not." It's like Zola said, "It's fine."
Yeah,
no, it's not.
That's just Twitter for you. That's just X for you, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
I mean, this might be. I don't think this is an overreaction. I don't know. I think right now he's probably second only to Rodri for best midfielder in the Premier League.
I don't think that's outrageous. I actually think he's had a better season. He's probably had a better 2024 than Declan Rice has.
Oh, easily.
I think if he was doing a team of the season so far, he's got a good chance of being in it.
Yeah. He's in. Yeah. I mean, by the time he got to the dressing room, his back must have been aching from just carrying the entire team. Because without him, we lose that.
Well, to be fair, I think for me, I think he was the best player on the pitch yesterday, and it weren't even close. He weren't even close.
Yeah.
He's the only one who showed really anything, to be honest.
Any extras on Caicedo before we move to? Well, I think Chris had no more winners, but
Caicedo for me, and that was it.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. Anything extra on Caicedo, or should we go to your second winner, Berth?
I've got nothing to add on Caicedo.
No, I've got nothing to add either.
Cool. Ollie's silence as well. So, Chris, Berth, sorry, who's your second winner?
This was a toss-up for me. I was tempted by Pedro Neto because I thought he's probably our best attacker yesterday, but I haven't gone Pedro Neto because Chris would probably moan at me for that anyway. I've gone for...
because you only beat Gallo once all game.
Oh, get a grip, mate. Get a grip. Sorry, lost 5-0. I've gone for Romeo Lavia because I think he was also very good next to Caicedo. I think he just complements him so much better than Enzo. And again, it's not a knock on Enzo. It just... I think Lavia has been very, very impressive, considering he's still not had much game time, considering he's only like 20-odd. Very, very good, and he's performing in big games, which, is something we have been missing recently. And I think he looks so composed in there. He's like Caicedo, he can go past the man, he can break up the play, he's quick, he's strong, he can pick a pass. I really like him in that midfield, and that's why he's the second winner for me.
Okay. Ollie, who's your final winner?
My final winner was me. Because I was vindicated again in the game against Man United. What did I say in my predictions at the start of the season? I said one of the players who would be a flop of the season before he had even moved was Manuel Ugarte, and he was dog water yesterday. So,
It was.
I feel absolutely vindicated because he was absolutely shit, as I predicted he would be. So I'm the winner.
You know what? My final winner. So, Chris, you can hear why. The title race, because Man City and Arsenal both lost. Our result pushes us into the top four and above Arsenal. We meet them this Sunday. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know how we're above Arsenal. I don't care. We're there. We're above them. That's a good result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
That's all.
100%.
But Berth, you didn't? Did you have a third winner?
No. Like I said, I was going to go for Pedro,
we're pretty.
but
Yeah.
Chris scared me a little bit, so I haven't gone for him.
Oh, right. Losers. Sorry, listener. I know that was the winners we got. So complaints, you can send your complaints to the usual space.
Yeah, go moan about it, but we're all negative.
You can just start forwarding them straight to me if you want.
Yeah. So losers, I'll kick it off. I'm so sorry. I've got Enzo Fernandez. No, I haven't. I'm just playing. I've got Maresca. Oh, you were ready. You were ready, listener. No, look, we need an honest conversation here about Mr. Maresca because I like a lot of what he has done for us, but I've seen a lot on Twitter how this is naughty of me. I shouldn't read Twitter, but how his tactics they're about controlling the game, controlling possession. That kind of might need to be parked a bit because if you watch our game so far, we've not really been controlled. I mean, if we could just keep the ball in their half for a solid period of time, we'd have probably won against United. But instead, it felt to me we were losing possession like every few passes. And we've had good moments. But one thing that we try to be on this show is honest. From my eyesight test, we're leaning so heavily on Palmer's brilliance to create chances and find that goal. And I kind of feel that without him, we're pretty predictable and easy to defend. And that's not going to do us well. Might be a bit harsh, but that's why I felt it was a loser because we didn't seem in control. And that stops at the manager because obviously he's...
Okay, I'm actually going to play devil's advocate before either Ollie and Chris jump in because I feel like one of you might have him as well. I haven't got him. For the simple fact is, and I get people's frustrations with him, especially in that game yesterday. But what I will say is this season, compared to Pochettino will wait to make a decision. And in the second half, will come out and be shit. Maresca doesn't do that. Maresca will make a change at halftime, like he did yesterday. He has in a few games. And he will change it up. And what he's got this team doing, whether you like it or not, and whether you want us to win yesterday or not, we were 1-0 down in the 80th minute. We got a goal. I don't think we'd have done that under Pochettino, and I don't think we'd have done that.
We'd have probably lost at half-time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I think, yes... I think you do have to say maybe he's at fault for, starting Gusto right back and like Cucurella, whatever. I get it. But also you got to look at the bigger picture as well.
I think what bothers me the most is just how easy it seems that other teams slice through us.
Yeah, but that's not just on him.
To be fair, I had him as a loser as well, Mikey.
Oh, okay. I feel vindicated.
I had him as a loser because he hasn't won a good game yet. Every time we play someone good, he doesn't win. And that's not a great look on a manager. I understand what you're saying, Berth, about, yes, we did go a goal down quite, we would say late on, it was 70th minute to be fair, and we didn't lose the game. Early days under Pochettino, I agree. I think we probably do lose that game. But from last Christmas to the end of the season, we didn't. I think we lost twice, and the amount of times we came from behind to win games, that was instilled in the team last season. I don't think Maresca's brought that into this team. That was instilled at the back end of last season, where we was refusing to lose games even when we was conceding and losing quite late on. Man United at home being prime example. Forest away, we did the same. I think the one thing Man United have struggled against all season has been the counter-attack, and we didn't counter-attack once. Not at any point did we try and play forward quickly. It was all about...
It was a very pedestrian game.
It was all about possession. Again, it was another game against a big team away from home where we looked absolutely petrified to lose, and we didn't try to win. We didn't try and beat Man City opening day. We didn't try and win at Anfield, and we didn't try and win here. We just accepted if we don't get beat, that's a good result. And that mentality needs to change. Whether that's coming from Maresca or the players, I don't really care.
I think it is coming from Maresca, Chris, because he came out after the game and said it's a thing that they say in Italy commonly is if you can't win, don't lose.
Yeah, again, no. To be fair, though, he annoyed me even more after the game. He'd have made the losers list for talking after the game again. We keep having this with managers. Keeps talking about, I thought we played really well. No, we didn't, mate. Watch the game again. Go home and watch it again. Honestly, sit there for 90 minutes and watch that absolute shower of shite and then tell me, I thought we played well.
The first half
Chris,
was so bad.
So, Chris, would you have been happy if you lost that in yesterday?
How would you
No,
be
but
happy?
I'm not happy. I'm not happy that we didn't win either. A draw is a shit result.
But
That
last
team-
season, right? Last season, the first half of the season, you gave Poch the benefit of the doubt. Are you going to give Maresca the benefit of the doubt for the first 10 games this season or not? When Pochettino's when Poch is more of an experienced manager.
Yes, but
I'm not saying he's not at fault here. By the way, I'm not saying I'm not trying to be.
But
an
I think the issue is that from my point of view, and I said it on this pod many a times last season that I wasn't a massive Poch fan, and I don't think he's a great coach either. However, the point we got to at the back end of last season, the only logical reason to sacking him was to get a better manager. And at the moment, I'm not seeing one. I'm seeing a manager who's beating teams that our team should beat if you put the tea lady in charge. We should win those games. And we're not beating. He's not showing me anything in big games against other good coaches that suggests that he's a top coach. He's not out coaching anybody of any sort of note. I mean, to be fair, he was up against fucking Ruud van Nistelrooy yesterday, and he couldn't figure out a way to break him down.
What I will say though, again, I don't think Man U really came out and gave us a chance to counter-attack because they sat so deep. We were poor, we were very slow, and I do agree with Chris, but we were very...
I think
Man U almost didn't play like Man U. They played like a Burnley would, and it just sat like a small club will play. They sat back.
Yeah,
I think that was a game plan. But yeah, okay, I get what you're saying, Chris.
I do. I think the thing is there seems to be an acceptance that we was at Old Trafford against Man United, so a draw isn't a bad result. That 14th.
Yeah, they're having a horrible season.
If we went and played, they are just above Leicester. Now, if we went to Leicester away and put in that exact same performance and got that result, people will be losing their fucking mind because it's Leicester. Whether it's Man United at Old Trafford or whether it's Liverpool at Anfield or Man City at the Etihad, you play the team based on where they are. And Man United are 14th in the league. We should be going to their place and winning. And that's the be all and end all.
I agree with that. But you could also say that at any time in the past 10 years because they've been shit for a decade. And we still have
Man United are a mid-table team. They're a mid-table
comfortably.
Team.
But to be fair, we beat Bournemouth away from home, and Arsenal, Man City couldn't do that.
It was just.
You know what? Every week that looks more and more like our best result of the season.
Well, and we also you forgot one. We drew 1-1 with Forest.
It was third.
Exactly.
Oh, it's like a fish up a tree. How did it get there?
You're right, though, like Chris. It seems like the big difference between a game like that, where we pulled out a performance against one of the top performing teams this season, and this game against Man United, is we played with so much fear. And there was it felt a lot like and I don't know if anyone has Gusto on their losers list, but he's not on mine. But we always we found the outball quite a lot. Like we found the player in a lot of space, but often the player in that space was Gusto. And he's not an attacker. He just isn't. Like, if you put someone like even Felix and Kunku, Chukwuemeka, Neto, anyone in the positions that Gusto was in, I feel like we get something more out of the game. And that's also why I think that's partially on Maresca, because he's setting the team up that way.
To birth, first loser.
Oh, this is going to shock you. It's Robert Sanchez.
Oh, really?
Nah, that's harsh, that is.
That's harsh. I'm sorry. He's got potential. He has potential.
The thing is with Robert Sanchez, right, yesterday, I actually thought he was having a really good game. I thought he was doing all right.
He does that to you.
He made a few good saves. His punches were really good. His kicking weren't too bad, and he was commanding his area. Then he just does something absolutely stupid and takes out Hoyland.
Birth, though, it's giving, other than that, how was the play, Mrs. Lincoln? Like...
oh, no! Oh, no!
These moments matter. And
they
this
do.
guy he's a loser for me as well. He just can't deliver. I'm so sick of this guy in between the sticks. He's not good enough. He just isn't good enough.
Club disagree.
Yeah,
the club disagree.
Yeah.
And I disagree with the club.
I could cry. Right. Chris clearly had him as a loser.
No, I didn't.
Did you not?
Okay. Wow.
No.
Okay. Oh,
I've got someone linked with him, if you like that.
Yeah, let's go for your second loser.
Wesley Fofana.
Yeah, to be fair, he was my second loser because he was at fault for the goal.
He was as at fault for the goal as Robert Sanchez.
100%.
Shit decision by Sanchez to bring him down. But honestly, I can't stress enough how poor that defending is from Wesley Fofana.
Yeah,
that
really misjudged the ball, didn't he?
Yeah, honestly, I have seen people go mad at Sunday League players for doing that, getting caught under the ball on a diag. And he is a top level elite footballer, and he's getting caught under the ball on a little diagonal clipped pass. Absolutely horrendous. And I actually thought his overall game was terrible. Hoyland absolutely bullied him all game. From the first, I think it was like 17 seconds into the game, they lofted a ball up to Hoyland and he just held him off, rolled him, and Fofana committed a foul. And from that moment, every time the ball went into Hoyland with Fofana on his back, he just bullied him. And Fofana, for me, he's walking into the last chance saloon.
Oh no!
Because honestly, if he doesn't improve quick, if we get another centre back in January, which I don't think we will, but let's say we did the sensible thing and brought in an experienced top class centre half in January, there is no way Wesley Fofana plays, and within 12 months he's sold. Because he's just, I don't think he's ever going to be at the level we think he's going to be at.
Okay. So could be having a new visitor then. Right, I'm going back to Ollie because he's got 4.
Well, I've got 3 left because one of them was Sanchez, who I will reiterate is dog shit and is one of the worst goalkeepers we've ever had. And if we sold him tomorrow, it'd be too soon. Anyway, second loser for me is pressing. The press against Manchester United was not good. It was not good
non-existent
at all. Non-existent is a good way to describe it for sure. Like every single time Man United started to play the ball out from the back, Jackson would go, Palmer would go, and no one else would fucking go. You have to press as a unit. You hunt in packs like Wolves do. It's the most basic thing in terms of knowing how to press. You go when your mates do. That's how you do it. And every single time after time after time, I don't know if it's a question of fitness or something to do with it tactically, or they just couldn't be bothered, or what was happening.
To be fair, Ollie, they might have been tired because they didn't get a rest in the week.
Yeah, that's true. You got to think about
it. Well, they weren't sharp because they didn't play midweek or something. But don't get me started. But yeah, like the press was just non-existent. If we went out there and pressed Man United like basically every other team has against them this season, we come away, we force a couple errors, we win that game comfortably, and we just look like, again, it goes back to that playing with fear. It was like we were worried they were going to play around us. It's fucking Man United. They're not invincible. They're only 14th. It just winds me up.
It's Man United, lads. My second loser was the Malo Gusto and Reece James experiment. Bit different. It's another experiment, isn't it? It doesn't work. You can have one or the other. You can't have both. Look, Reece James on the left is okay, and he was solid defensively against United. And I'm not knocking him. He's quite good on that position. I would just like to say though that in that formation, he cannot add any attacking threat outside of set pieces. That's a waste of him. He's too good at being. He's so good. He's so good when he's on the right. And Malo Gusto obviously got hooked at halftime for Cucurella because, I mean, in my view, he should have started on the left with Reece on the right. But players can't start 2 games in a week, can they? So we can't have that. So it was Gusto on the. I don't why. I just don't get it.
James needs to be out on that right hand side. I understand if he can't
not trust his hamstring?
Up and down. If I understand it, if they don't trust him to bomb up and down at the moment, that's fine. But he can ghost into those positions where, where Aspi used to go for Morata.
Yeah.
Is like he would be perfect for that position. He doesn't need to bomb up the pitch to get there. He just needs to, wander up a bit when the attack's moved up already. Like it's not it's not an outrageous thing to suggest that Reece James should be crossing from the right hand side.
I think it's really strange though that I think we've got probably two of the three best attacking right backs in the league. You'd probably say Trent's probably the best attacking right back.
Yeah.
And then James and Gusto, I would say, are the other two best attacking right backs when they play as an overlapping fullback. And yet we want to keep making them play as a number 10.
Or left back.
It's a really odd decision to take when you've got players with such a strength in your team and then go, right, let's put them in a position that Cole Palmer should be in. Let's whack them in there and see if they can turn into one matter overnight. Won't happen.
Yeah.
So even
go on.
Even Reece James, if you swapped it over yesterday and you got Reece James into the positions Gusto was in, Reece James probably does a bit better because I think technically his passing is better than Gusto.
He's more of a goal threat as well.
But it's still not getting James where he's best, putting crosses in from out on the right-hand side. He still would have been in the pitch where it's more difficult to find a pass from. I just think the whole setup is weird based on the players we have.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I agree. We'll move to the third loser. We'll go to Ollie. Who's your third loser?
Set pieces. Need I say more?
No,
we paid 750 grand for Bernardo Cueva from Brentford.
A winner the other week under me.
And I said it at the time. I said we've paid 750 grand for someone to tell us to buy taller players. Because we have the worst set pieces in the league, and it's not close.
Caicedo scored from one though.
It doesn't matter. Honestly, the gap between us and whoever is second last is the size of Mount Everest. Because we are genuinely the worst team at set pieces in the whole league. Whether it's about 3 times in the first half against Man United alone, we put a corner straight into Onana where he caught it. Or I think there was even one where it went out of play. We crossed it in and it went over Onana and just out of the pitch. No one even had a hope in hell of getting anything on the end of it. And I just what are we trying to do here? What are these weird tactics that we're trying to do? Just either try and get the ball in the box, aim at your tall players. It's not that difficult. And if you can't do that, play short or play on the edge of the box like someone like Caicedo did, which he scored from. I just don't understand why we're persisting with these weird set piece routines because it's not working. And whatever they're paying him is too much.
Well, I can see the argument. I can. Berth, who's your third loser? And final loser because you stuck to the rules.
I'll bring it out every week, and I'm fed with it now. VAR and refereeing.
Oh, I've got that.
How can someone put literally their studs up on someone's knee? And the thing is, what really, really pissed me off before we went to VAR, Mike Dean and Gary Neville were talking. Gary Neville was saying it's a red card, and so was Mike Dean. As soon as they go. It's not a red card.
I don't want to agree with them too, though.
Mike Dean on the second replay goes, actually, now that my mates have said it's not a red card, I'm going to go, you know what, on second look, I don't think it is a red card. No, it is. It is a red card.
It's a glancing blow, but for sure, it's a red card. Studs up on a knee is a red. It's a red.
You cannot go studs up on someone's knee. If I did that on Sunday League, I will get sent off.
It was the safest loser ever. Martinez and Palmer, not obviously considered a red card. I have the statement, though, on why. This is good. It's not. The referee issued a yellow card to Martinez for a challenge on Palmer. VAR checked for a potential red card, and they confirmed the referee's call of no red card, deeming that it was a reckless challenge and not serious foul play. There you go. It's all cleared up. I mean, for me, he doesn't go for the ball. He goes for Palmer's legs. He makes contact. It's a nasty challenge, and that's a red.
Knows what he's doing.
It doesn't matter whether I go, the game's soft. Even I must admit, that bloody is nasty. That cannot happen. And we obviously, Palmer was limping at the end of the game. We don't know if he's injured or whatever.
I think he's all right from what I've read. I think
that could have been he's going
to be okay.
Horrible. Every week, I feel that we are either complaining about VAR or saying we don't understand the rules of the game with VAR.
Well, what do we expect when the referees aren't going to protect the players?
No, I mean,
because
it was a ridiculous.
Because Lisandro Martinez not being sent off for that just will encourage him to do it again to someone else, and next time he might properly connect with someone's knee and make it and end their career. So, and that will be the referee's fault.
Yeah, it was just such a red card, and it's the kind of thing where you go, if we had technology, that's a red card. I just don't know. I just don't get what's going on. I think 99% of fans in that stadium would have said that's a red.
It just pissed me off how Mark Dean just went back on himself just because they said.
Of course they do.
It's so obvious what they're doing. It's ridiculous.
Look at Dermot Gallagher when he's on Sky Sports. He always backs the referee. He always does.
And you're actually right. You're right though, Berth, about like Mike Dean wanting to protect his mates, because that's what he did on when he was the fourth official. He didn't send, I can't remember which referee it was, to the monitor. I think it was Mark Clattenburg, because he was his friend.
Yeah,
and he didn't want to make him look an idiot. Imagine
if that was Diego Costa, instant game ban, life. Never play a football again. That hadn't made any sense, just as much as any of the decisions that we see.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Right, Berth, who's your final loser? No, it wasn't you. It was Chris.
No, that was my last one.
If you've got 3 or 4, but if you haven't, who's your final one?
I've got 2 left.
Let's hear it. Go on.
I know you're all going to disagree with this, but I've got Cole Palmer.
He won his best game. I won't say he was bad. He was still the only person to look like he could do something.
You know what?
He weren't his best game.
I agree. I thought he was better than he was against Liverpool, but still way below the level that he needs to be at in bigger games. And I've defended him against a lot of people on socials about the whole doesn't turn up in big games tag, because I thought last season that was bullshit.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So this is someone who's already scored in 2 major finals, but okay. So I think that tag is bollocks. However, this season the stats would suggest that it isn't, because Anfield and Old Trafford now, he's ghosted both games. And I said this in the group chat yesterday, that if we're looking at Palmer as, the catalyst player in our team, our Mo Salah, if you like, he has to find a way to be effective in these big games, even if he doesn't have a good game. Like, I think it was it last weekend, Liverpool, Arsenal? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. I know Berth watched the game. I don't know whether you two did, but I watched that Arsenal-Liverpool game, and Salah was shit in that game. He was crap. But then he scored a goal out of nothing.
But he's also a decade older than Palmer.
That's the point I was going to make. To be fair,
experience does help.
But I do get it, Chris. I do get it.
And that's a fair point. But I think, Cole Palmer, and rightly so, is being talked about as the best player in the league. But the best player in the league turns up in bigger games. He doesn't just turn up when it's Brighton at home.
The best player in the league doesn't turn up in every game.
No. But I think the concerning pattern with Palmer here is this is 2 big away games now that he hasn't turned up in. He was awful at Anfield, like dreadful. And then he was okay. But it just seemed a little bit like we can't really get him into the game. Like the most I've seen him on the ball was collecting it off the centre backs. Why is he there? Why is he getting the ball there? I don't want him there.
So I've seen some people say about Palmer that he plays better when Enzo plays.
Oh dear!
Because he's able to receive the ball a bit higher up the pitch.
I think that's bullshit.
I think that's someone trying to push a narrative about Enzo.
Maybe.
I think the thing is, Maresca said it in his pre-match press conference that the thing Palmer's dealing with this season is teams are making a plan for him now. They are making plans to stop Cole Palmer. And I do think we are seeing in certain games that he is struggling with that, which is probably right, because he's still only, 21. He's still learning. I don't think Maresca's helping him there. I think this was another game, a bit like at Anfield, where if your best player isn't getting on the ball, do something. Move him, put him somewhere else. Try something different.
Do you know what? I wouldn't mind him being shifted out wide for like parts of games. He doesn't have to be everywhere all the time.
If you look at this game specifically, Madueke was doing jackal.
Yeah, he was poor.
So take Take him off, put Nkunku on as the 10, and move Palmer out to the right where he played most of last season. He's harder to mark. He's going to be one-on-one most of the time with the fullback. And we know how Palmer is good enough to beat anyone really in a 1v1. He'll have more space to operate. He can move into half spaces where, again, he's harder to mark. Leaving him in that number 10 position in 2 games now where we're struggling to get him on the ball. And if he doesn't get on the ball, we don't win games. It's that simple. And as a manager, you should be looking at it after 55, 60 minutes thinking he's having no impact on this game. I've got to do something different because if we're going to win, I've got to get Palmer on the ball. And I don't think Maresca's helping him in these big games at all. But I think Palmer has to do a bit more as well.
Here's a question, though. Say you do shift Palmer out to the right? And I agree. I think in some games, I think that might be the solution. You have Nkunku in the middle there and you have Palmer out on the right. But Palmer's always going to naturally drift inside because that's kind of what he likes to do. Who's going to overlap?
Well, this is the problem with the setup, isn't it?
That's what I mean. Yeah, so it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, because Gusto's not going to be the one overlapping because apparently he's not an overlapper anymore. James's hamstrings can't deal with it. Who's going to do it?
Yeah. True. And that's what I mean about Maresca isn't finding solutions in game. It's like he's coming into the game with a plan, and if that doesn't work, he just takes one person off and brings another person on to see if they can do the job better. But the job's the same.
Who's your final loser then?
I had to do it. Enzo Fernandez.
Surely not.
And I'll tell you. I'll tell you why,
Chris. Come on.
Love it.
No, I'll tell you why. It mainly hasn't been helped by the commentator here. When we was bringing Enzo Fernandez on as a sub, the commentator said, it seems Maresca's bringing on Enzo Fernandez to try and get more control over the game. I didn't see Enzo Fernandez complete a single pass. I'm pretty sure he gave the ball away every single time he had the ball.
He tried at least. Control, it's just not the kind you're thinking of.
He tried the diagonal pass at least 3 times and fucked up all 3. And it was like, you've been brought on as the ball player and you keep giving the ball away. I might as well have just left Lavia on.
The thing is, though, about him was that one chance where he had on the edge of the box, because do you know who gets that on target?
Open goal. Wow.
You know who gets that on target? Conor Gallagher.
I've got a stat drop for you. He made one. He made one accurate long balls. He made one. None. He didn't make any accurate long balls. He attempted 15 passes. 10 of them reached a player. So it's
not great.
Not great, was it? Not the best. You got a 6.3 rating, and
it's that thing, isn't it, where he's obviously lost his place in the team at the moment. And when you get a bit like we've said about Mudryk in the past, when you get opportunities, you have to come on and show something. And he came on and showed nothing. So how do you get back in the team?
The thing is, though, the thing is with Enzo Fernandez at the minute, he really does not look sharp at all.
Nope.
He's probably got another hernia birth, or
no. But the thing
he doesn't like his haircut or something, and there'll be
I'm
not
going to slander him. I'm not going to slander him like that. But I think when he first came to Chelsea, he looked relatively sharp. His passing was quick. He moved around a lot quicker than he does now. Now he looks way off it. Sharpness wise, passing isn't where it was a couple of years ago. He looks like a rabbit in the headlights at the moment, and I've never I quite like Enzo Fernandez. I always thought he's an all right player. Chris clearly doesn't like him.
You're on the payroll.
Well, maybe. I wish, but no. But there's something not right with him at the minute. He does seem way off, and you can see why he's being dropped. And that's no hate on him. That just there are people better than him at the moment, and deserve to be in the team ahead of him. So
right, Ollie, final loser, roll it out.
Yeah. Opportunity, because we had an opportunity to go third. If winning, picking up 3 points in this game, we had the opportunity to end the Old Trafford curse after a decade of not winning there. We had an opportunity to absolutely really make a statement against the team that we haven't beaten in a long time at Old Trafford. We had an opportunity to to just put a lot of nasty rumors to bed, like to really show something, and we just didn't. Like we kind of turned up there, we got on stage, and we just shit ourselves and ran off. That's kind of what it felt like. Not good.
I think it was it. I think it was the last pod, Ollie, where you said about you brought up narratives, and if we'd won yesterday, not only does it put us third in the table, it puts us in a title race.
That's bizarre in itself. Like, wow.
No one could have argued that actually we're in a title race here, because we would have been 3 points behind Liverpool, 4 points, something like that.
Roughly.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure we would have. I'm not sure we still would have been in the title race come May, even if we had won yesterday.
No, I agree. But the narrative would have been there, and then it gets a bit of a buzz going, because we would have been like a point off Man City, 5 points off Liverpool at the top of the league. We'd have been 2 points ahead of Arsenal.
We'd
have been above fucking Nottingham Forest.
To be fair though, if you'd have asked us at the start of the season, where would you want to be after 10 games? Would you have took 4th place?
Yeah, we all would have been.
Yeah, I didn't even put us in the top bloody 6, did I?
Yeah. Exactly. So that's what I mean. You got to take.
But it does hurt this result, and that's what I'm getting at with the opportunity, because because of how bad Man United have been lately as well. Everyone has been getting points on. They have been Make-A-Wish FC this season. Like everyone who's turned up there and everyone who's played against them has gone, we can get something out of this game here. And we turned up and we played with fear, and we just didn't try and go at them. And if we'd gone at them, I think we really would have had half a chance of winning the game.
Yeah. Right, emojis. I'm dropping the Ecuador flag, because without Moises, I think that would have been an ugly result for us.
Shrug.
Nice.
Shrug.
I've got the sleeping emoji, because that game was awful.
The first half was dreadful.
It was bad. Bad.
That is a good one, Buff. I will go along the similar lines to Berth. I'll go with the skull emoji, because that game was dead of any sort of quality.
Yeah. Right, so we're going to go straight into line of the week. Let me have a look at the spreadsheet. Who did we have? Chris, you went with Reece James. I went with Madueke. Oh, that ain't going to be a winner. Ollie had Jackson. The wheel chose Palmer. The real winner was Caicedo. That's a fact.
Yeah.
So,
who was the best out of them? I have no idea.
I think Reece James.
Madueke.
I think Reece James was.
Yeah, I'm going with Chris.
It's probably
Chris
James
is the winner.
So,
right, let me I've got the spreadsheet in front of me again. Lion of the midweek, because Chelsea are taking on FC Noah in the Conference League.
For God's sake. We finally arrived at Noah.
we've 2 by 2 is their formation. And I'm going to go. I know he's in the squad, and I know he'll start because he's in the B squad. I'm going with Nkunku, but I don't have a lot of faith, because he weren't very good against Newcastle.
No, this is fucking Noah though, mate. I mean, to be fair, if we don't put at least 6 past these, it'll be a shit result.
And we're at home.
If we concede to these, it'll be terrible.
Yeah.
Well,
from the Armenian League.
Whoa, come on now.
We really should be flooding forward.
I'm going to go Shevva.
João Felix.
Mikey, let's not lie, by the way. You said a joke a minute ago that no one said. Oh, I know.
2 by 2 by 2.
I liked that. I thought that was good.
Chris has Felix. I wrote that in the Ollie name.
I'll go Mudryk.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
Jorgensen.
I'm gonna go Mark Yu.
Oh.
Wow.
Ooh, wow.
I love how
he's got a better chance of playing in this game than in any other one in the rest of the season.
Oh my word. The wheel has gone Jorgensen. It knows.
Right.
If
he gets man of the match, something's gone horribly wrong.
Yeah. If Jorgensen gets man of the match, we'll go beyond shit result of not winning 6-0.
But then to be fair though, if he keeps a clean sheet, then technically it's not a bad pick.
To be fair, the only way Jorgensen can win line of the week is if he scores.
Right.
Imagine.
Discord has taken over of the questions. Now I've got to pull all the questions up. So hang on, where are we? Where did I put the tweet? Got to find it. Hang on. Here we are. Has Noni done it? Brando, has Noni done enough to keep his starting spot versus Arsenal? No, and I had him as my Lion.
No, I don't think so. Neto's better than him at the minute. I think Neto's performing way better than him.
I think we've given him a good chance when we've been playing well, and it's been a difficult run of games, but he's just not shown it. I think now is the time to drop him.
JP's done a good one. Has Maresca truly been a good manager up to this point, or have our successes come off the backs of great players in the squad?
The answer is always both.
Yeah,
Definitely both.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely both.
bit of both.
Oh, I apologise for pronouncing this incorrectly. I wrote Zalia. What should the board do first? Buy £100 million goalkeeper or submit a planning application for the new stadium?
A keeper.
Goalkeeper.
Keeper. It has to be a keeper. Honestly.
I would rather buy a goalkeeper than have a new stadium at this point, to be honest with you.
You know, Maresca's publicly backing Sanchez.
Yeah, but he's going to have to, isn't he?
Quite
a
lot.
Come out. He's not going to come out and slate him, is he?
Yeah, but but you say that. But he's
you
come out with Mudryk and called him slow every 10 minutes.
He's so insulting.
Why can't he say, actually, Sanchez had a shit game?
But with Sanchez, we've got no one better than him at the minute.
Honestly,
we have got better players than Mudryk.
Do you think that is just public face and behind closed doors it's different? Or is there a genuine fear that Maresca actually likes Sanchez?
I just don't think I think he's screwed either way.
I genuinely don't want to know. I don't want to know the answer to that.
The answer is it's squad politics, because you have Ben Roberts, who the club have paid money to look after Robert Sanchez, and they've paid 25 million for Robert Sanchez himself. They don't want to look like it's a shit investment on both accounts, and in fact they have been. So that's why he's saving face.
I've got to do it, haven't I? I mean, when it comes to Robert Sanchez, we really are just like.
Congratulations for being shit.
It's 3 weeks. It's such a shame, but it was one of them like, oh, why did you grab the player? Why did you just move your hands up? No, you grabbed the bloody player.
Honestly, I'm so fed up with Robert Sanchez, man. The problem is I've said it. I said it when we signed him that I didn't see the point in signing him. And I've said it since we signed him that he costs us more than he wins us.
Yeah,
and that has still remained to be the case. Right. And so I'm really waiting to be proved wrong on that, but it just isn't being.
We are gonna wrap up today's show with our end of show game. And hang on a minute, I have got to guess the player by the career path, but I'm not doing that. We have got a little presidential twist this Monday, because tomorrow, Tuesday the 5th of November, America votes for their next president.
Yeah,
we're not going to get involved. We're not getting involved in which side. No, but what I do think we should get involved in is we could play a game of Jose Mourinho or Donald Trump. Who said it? So,
this is a great game.
This is a great
game.
Right.
So you got to guess if Mourinho said it or Donald Trump. This could be fun. So on God. He must really think I'm a great guy. He must think that, because otherwise he would not have given me so much. I have a great family. I work in a place where I've always dreamt of working. Who said that?
I think that was Mourinho.
That's got to be Mourinho.
I think Trump.
It was Jose Mourinho. It was Jose Mourinho.
Well,
on humility, I think I am actually humble. I think I'm much more humble than you would understand.
That's Trump. That's definitely Trump.
Yeah, I think that's got Trump on it.
It was indeed.
It
was indeed Donald Trump. Number 3, on media criticism. Look at the way I've been treated lately, especially by the media. You can't let them get you down. I guess that's why we won.
I think that's Trump.
That's Mourinho.
No, I think that's Trump. I think that's Trump.
It is. It is Donald Trump again.
Wow.
Number 4, on having nothing to say. I have nothing to say. Nothing to say. Nothing to say. I have nothing to say. Nothing to say. I'm so sorry. I have nothing to say.
That's Mourinho.
That's Mourinho.
Yeah. Nothing
Do you think
to say.
he had nothing to say?
Yeah. On success. If he's right and I am afraid of failure, it is because I didn't fail many times.
Mourinho.
Yeah, I think that's Mourinho.
Yeah, Mourinho.
100%, Mr. Jose. Number 6, on being loved. People love me. And you know what? I have been very successful. Everybody loves me.
That's Trump.
That's Trump. Yeah, that's definitely
it is indeed. On a potential biopic. Ooh, if they made a film of my life, I think they should get George Clooney to play me. He's a fantastic actor, and my wife thinks he would be ideal.
That's definitely Mourinho.
Yeah,
it's
indeed. This is on career progress. I have a problem, which is I'm getting better at everything related to my job since I started.
That's Trump, isn't it?
That's Trump, surely.
Yeah, that's Trump.
It was Jose Mourinho.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that's class.
I like that.
What a guy, man. What a guy.
How cocky can you be? That's great.
Yeah, he said it in 2015. I've got the article in front of me. It was an exclusive interview with the Telegraph. Yeah,
Honestly, I love that bloke.
that is so great.
Yeah.
Number 9 are on their work. It's tangible, it's solid, it's beautiful, it's artistic.
Definitely Mourinho, because Trump doesn't know the word intangible.
Oh,
I want to go Trump. I'm going to go the other side.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Trump as well.
It was indeed Donald Trump. And we
Fair
close
enough.
out this game of Jose Mourinho or Donald Trump with on a rival's partner. And for her also to think about me and to speak about me, I think the lady needs to occupy her time. And if she takes care of her husband's diet, she will have less time to speak about me.
Mourinho.
Oh, yeah, I think that's Mourinho.
I think
It
that's Mourinho.
was indeed. Wasn't that about Rafa?
Yeah, I think
feel that was about Rafa.
It sounds like it, yeah.
Oh, and there we go, listener. That was the first ever and probably the last ever Jose Mourinho Donald Trump.
That is the closest we'll ever get to politics on this show.
It really is.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Thank you, as always, for listening to this episode. Treat yourself well. We'll be back on Friday.
Wait, are we not doing the guess the player by the career path?
No. Back and wait for next Monday.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll play here.
Yeah.
Where we'll be positively talking about Arsenal. Right. Thank you for listening to this episode. Treat yourself well. We'll be back on Friday for the Friday show because we're playing on Thursday. So until then, that is just going to be us signing off.
You've been listening to At The Bridge Pod, a Chelsea FC podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram by searching for At The Bridge Pod. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, leaving us a review is always appreciated.